All right, I think we're recording. Here we go. So this is the other book that I passed out to the juniors. And just in case you're wondering, you do see seniors walking around with this book also. I've got a couple pages that I want to highlight. Yes, I do want you to read the whole book. It's got a lot of good, valuable stuff in there. Page 1, which is not really the table of contents, it's the page that ends in a 1. Why go to college? And I want to look down at the bottom piece that says, what does college mean? When I read this, I knew this really fit Mr. Carr and myself because this is exactly what we say. Kind of cool to read it in a book too. So I'm going to read it to you. What does college mean? It might include more options than you think. College means any education after high school, whether it's a 2 or 4-year degree, a certificate, a diploma, or some other professional credential. You might attend a college or a university or trade school, or you might enroll on the job training. You might take classes full-time or part-time, in person, or now a dirty word, online. But any of these options will help you build your knowledge and skills, increasing your earning and your career potential, and position you for the life you want. If you watched the video that I sent out in September about the difference that you can make in money when you have no degree versus having a degree, that is what this is talking about. So that was page 1. Would you flip to page 5 with me, please? Page 5 talks about the types of colleges. For those of you that are the oldest in your family, sometimes these are words that you haven't really talked about a lot. Or if you might be one of the first ones in your family to go to college, these are phrases you might not know. So I think they do a really good job of describing all these different kinds of colleges that there are. There are public universities. That's Iowa, Iowa State, and University of Iowa. There are community colleges. There are 15 of those in Iowa. Nyack, Ellsworth, Kirkwood, DMACC, and several more are all community colleges. They are 2 years, they give 2-year degrees. Some of them are connected with 4-year colleges, and they give out what's called an associate's degree. They also have a lot of the diplomas and certificates and et cetera that's talked about, and they are also funded by the state. There are private for profit schools, and we have just a few of them in Iowa. Waldorf is one of them in Forest City. There are private not-profit for schools. They also cost more, just like the other private ones. Sometimes the cost means you get what you pay for and you might get a better education, but not always. It's good to do your research and to know. But these schools don't get any money from the state to help them, so that's why they are called private. Wartburg nearby would be an example of a private nonprofit school. And the last category are the vocational and technical schools. They could be public, they could be private, many of them are for profit, but they will help you for a specific trade or occupation. And we'll go over quite a few of them before we're done. So that just gives you at least a few terminology kind of things when you don't know what's available. Look at page 6 with me, please. Thinking also that you just might be the oldest in your family and more knowledge that you might need are, what are all these degrees? And what do they mean? When people say, are you getting a bachelor's? Are you getting a master's? What does it all mean? They do a nice job of describing all of these on page 6 and 7. An apprenticeship is somewhere where you go learn on the job. You might become a plumber or electrician, or you might work in the wind energy field. They often have apprenticeships. Maybe you're going for a certificate or a diploma of some kind, like a cosmetologist or a chef. Maybe you're going for an associate's degree. That's a 2-year degree so that you could be an auto mechanic or a dental hygienist. There are many more of those. You might also go for a bachelor's degree. That is a 4-year degree. Your teachers have bachelor's degrees. Accountants do. Social workers do. There are a lot of other careers also. You might go for an advanced degree. That means that you have gone to school longer than 4 years. You might get a master's or a doctorate or some other professional degree. People that have advanced degrees are like Mr. Carr and myself. You can't be a counselor without a master's degree. Also, you have a lot of teachers who have gotten them. Medical doctors, dentists, lawyers, veterinarians, and a long list of other types of um, jobs have advanced degrees. So there's a little bit more terminology for you. Let's go to page 9, please. So junior year is the year to start seriously picking out a college. You want to pick out 4 to 6 colleges to kind of look at, research online. You want to pick 2 to 3 to actually go visit, physically go visit. If at all possible, most colleges now are still allowing in-person visits. They're just not doing them in big groups. And that is super important because it will help you learn more about the colleges. Several of the junior boys who are at Rockwell Academy got to tour other parts of Nyack a couple weeks ago. And multiple of them said, wow, that really helped them decide. Some of them decided, that's not what I want. And some of them like, yeah, I really know what I want to do now. So it's really important to take the time to go and visit. Page 9 gives you a very nice list of things you should look for when you're visiting and things you should talk about with your parents when you're thinking about where to go visit. Next page that we're going to look at, page 12, just for juniors. I'm probably going to put this video up on the senior page also for the seniors that miss me talking to them. So seniors, you're going to look at page 13 all by yourself because you can handle it. But juniors is page 12. Very nice list of the things you should get done your junior year. Check, check, check. Some of you might panic when you read the second one. It says take the PSAT in the fall. Don't worry, we made sure the juniors that needed to take that test took it. So if you are worried or concerned, you took it if you needed to. Otherwise, that's a good checklist for you. Then let's go to page 49 where we're going to find my favorite part of this book. From page 49 clear to the end of the book, they have listed every single college in Iowa, but unlike the small book, they have taken the time to tell you a little bit about the college and the degrees they offer, so you know, does that college actually have what I want? And it gives you a little idea of the size of the college and just a few other good tidbits about each one. We're going to flip through the pages together just kind of quickly so you can see how the book is laid out. But then you on your own, flip through the pages, take the time to read the one you want. This is your book. You highlight whatever you want to highlight. You earmark the pages, whatever you want to earmark. Share this with mom and dad. It will help you a lot in figuring out what you're going to do or where you're going to go. So they start with the 3 public universities, flip the page, and then they go to the private nonprofit colleges, and there are a bunch of them in Iowa. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn it the other way so I can flip the pages easier. And you can see how many there are. Keep flipping until you get all the way to page 67. Those are your private for-profit colleges. And then turn the page again, and now you start running into your community colleges. And it describes all 15 of them. And it tells what like they particularly stand for or what their big interest is. For instance, if you're going to do equine, Ellsworth is really the place to go. If you're going to do wind energy, you want to go to Esterville. Every one of them has a few of the things, those special things. And very few of the special things are at more than one community college. That way they don't overlap. So flipping through those, and I'm going to make it all the way to page 77. 77 lists all the nursing and healthcare colleges. And then on the very, very last page are all the barber schools, massage therapy, beauty schools, healthcare, more of them, and vocational and tech schools. that are also available. Even include the Siouxland Pipe Welding School. So it's all there. Don't forget, this is your reading material for the month of November. Share it with your families. Pick out some schools. Start making arrangements to visit. Try and do your visits on Wednesdays, but I will tell you that 2 college visits are excused, so you can miss school for that. All right, good luck.